hills of northwest Arkansas to the flatlands of the Delta, we're only 53 days away from kickoff of high school football in Arkansas. This is Hometown Sports Volume 2, only on the Arkansas Sports Network. Hometown Sports Volume 2 is being brought to you by D3 Auto Sales. Lifted, leveled, and ready to roll. Drive different. By Tyson Foods. Passionate about food, committed to you, feeding the world like family. By Arkansas Tech University. Financial flexibility, academic excellence. Learn more, earn more. And by Metcalf Trucking Company. Arkansas trucking delivered reliably and with integrity.
And we're live here. Good afternoon to everybody. This is our first, our first afternoon interview here. We have Coach Kelby Bohannon here of Gravette. Coach, good to be with you today. Thank you for coming. I want to start, just tell me a little bit about your team and what you're looking forward to this season.
Yeah, we're really excited about the upcoming season. You know, we lost a lot last year. We had 16 seniors, and they were a really special group. They were the first group that had come through from 7th grade to senior since we had taken over. But with that being said, we've got a lot of great kids coming in behind them who have been through the same system, have had the same continuity within the coaches, and have really bought into our culture and what we're about. And we're really looking forward to seeing them get on the field and perform.
So tell me a little bit about this senior class. You said you lost a lot last year, or from last year's team coming into this season. You guys had a really good year last year. So tell me a little bit about this senior class and how they're building off of what you guys did last year.
Yeah, they're not a ton in numbers. I think we only have 8 seniors on this year's team, but they bring a lot of leadership. Like I said, a lot of them have played a lot of snaps and bring a lot of experience. So, got Cameron Bedwell here, who's going to be a 3-year starter at quarterback, which is always, a big plus for your offense. We'll have to replace those guys up front, but we feel that, we got some good young guys coming in behind them. We also have Logan Wolf, who moved in last year. We'll start at middle linebacker, who brought some good experience and brings added depth there to that position that we need to replace. And so he'll be a key instrument. And then up front, we'll have Porter Bird, who started at the defensive line last year. Will contribute some on the offensive line, helping replace some of those guys. So we've got a good group of guys that can come and play. And like I said, we're really looking forward to seeing them get on the field.
So you guys obviously play in a very, very talented area here in Northwest Arkansas. Tell me a little bit about what it means for you guys to be playing. You guys play tough competition pretty much, throughout your entire schedule. So first, tell me a little bit about your schedule and who you guys scheduled in non-conference, and then a little bit about your conference and what that looks like for you guys this year.
Oh, sure. We do. We schedule tough. We know that, football's a hard game, and, we want to see what we're made of early. And so we'll open up with Pea Ridge, who's a 5A school here in Northwest Arkansas, and play some pretty good football. Our second game will be against Jay, Oklahoma. There's a little bit of a rivalry there due to proximity. And then we'll take it on the road and go to Durant, who's another 5A school out of Oklahoma, and I think has a highly touted Division I kid who's actually committed to the University of Arkansas. So they'll be a really good football team, so we'll be tested early. After that, we'll get into our conference play. Like you mentioned, we've got some really talented teams there. Prairie Grove always in what they do, can be explosive on offense and play solid defense. And then, of course, you have Elkins at the top, right? I mean, that's what they've been for the last couple of years. And Coach Watson really does an outstanding job with his squad. And so, we've got our work cut out for us, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
So tell me about what your culture is like at Gravette. Obviously, you guys have built something that is a well-oiled machine over there. So tell me a little bit about what you guys do that puts you guys in a good position to win. Obviously, practice is a big part of that, and just having a good coaching staff is a big part of that. So just tell me about all of the different things that go into that.
Sure. I know the buzzword is culture, right? But we feel really good about what we do. We have a mission statement that we're going to strive for excellence in everything that we do, whether it's in the classroom or at home or on the practice field or game field. It's all the same to us. And we really feel that our kids have bought into that. They work incredibly hard in the weight room and have done a great job of expounding on that and really striving for excellence. I mean, that's what we talk about on the daily. It's on our practice sheets whenever we go out each day. We talk about it going into football games on Friday nights, and the kids do a tremendous job with that and deserve all that credit. Like you said, about a coaching staff is also a key part. I feel really, really good about the staff that we've created and developed there on campus. I have a ton of trust with any of those guys, and really, it's my job gets so much easier because of them. I'm able to step back and let them go and coach kids and come up with schemes and game plans and make calls in different situations, and they've done a great job. And it really goes back all the way into our junior high programs because we pour so much into them. I feel that it's helped get us to where we are today.
So tell me about what you guys are going to do as far as your scheme, your X's and O's on offense and defense.
Well, like I said, we lose a lot off of last year's team, and most of it on the offensive side of the football. Graduating 4 out of 5 guys up front, and a tailback that rushed for 32 touchdowns, and an H-back and starting linebacker that just ate rocks for fun, just a tremendous football player. So we lose those parts. But like I said, we got some kids coming back who have a lot of different talents and abilities. So I think we're going to be equally as skilled. We're still going to do what we do. We're just going to look a little bit different, have some variations, get the ball to the kids in space and let them do their thing, and it should be fun to watch. And then defensively, I feel like we do a good job of being really complex, and so given multiple looks and fronts and coverages and things like that. And like I said, we got a lot of kids coming back that have done those things. They've grown up in the system, continue to do it since junior high and into high school, and so really just about letting them go play and do their thing.
Tell me a little bit about what the expectation is for Gravette football this season. Obviously, you guys set the bar high, especially coming off of what you guys did last year, but it doesn't sound like this is going to be a rebuilding year in any way. It's just you guys have a set of certain expectations, so tell me about that.
Yeah, we preach about going and competing, right, in everything that we do. And so, we really feel that that's bred the success that we've had thus far. And, coming off a 9-2 year, we were really excited about it. It's the best year we've had in some time. And all the while, it still left a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth because that's not standard. That's not who we want to be or where we want to be. So we want to go and compete for championships. And, I feel really confident that our guys and our leadership and our seniors are going to go and help us continue to push the needle forward.
All right, Coach. Well, that's it for you. You're done for the day. Go ahead and introduce the two guys you're going to be sitting over here. Yeah,
our first two guys are J.D. Beam. He's started wide receiver and started in safety since he was a freshman. He's a dynamic playmaker for us and has been since early on, since we moved him up. He's going to be our first guy. And then we've got Pierce Elsey, who has started as a sophomore as well on the defensive line. He's been consistent. He's a great leader. He's moved into the tight end spot on the offensive side of the football, brings a lot of valuable skill sets, and as well as a deep snapper. So those would be the first two guys, and glad that they're on our team.
All right, you can go ahead and hand it off to them. All right, guys. Glad to have you with us today. First, introduce yourselves and what position you play.
I'm Joseph Beam. I am a running back and safety for Gravette.
My name is Pierce Elsey. I'm a tight end, defensive end, and I long snap.
All right, so both of you guys just explain to me a little bit about what it means for you guys to play for Gravette and also to play for Coach Bohannon.
Playing for Coach Bohannon is any player's dream. He's the dream coach to play for. He motivates you. He wants you to be the best version of yourself, not for yourself but for your team. And so it's really easy to go try and win for him on Friday nights.
Yeah, I think that I agree with JD there, Coach Bohannon. I think that growing up in Gravette, it's a big football city, and like that's what a lot of people look forward to. I think it's a blessing growing up in Gravette and playing football for this great city.
So tell me about the community at Gravette. Obviously, it's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest either. So you kind of get the best of both worlds sometimes. Tell me a little bit about the community and what it's like playing in Gravette on Friday nights.
Yeah, football in Gravette really starts on Saturday mornings in terms of community. Gravette football, Pee Wee is taken very seriously, and that drive to win since you were young really carries over into your high school career.
I think it's like JD said, it's about the community, and like I don't know, like it's the Pee Wee level, like it's taken very seriously, and like everybody just loves football around here, and that's what I love about Gravette and everything that it does.
So looking at your team's schedule this season, are there any games for either of you that really stand out that you guys are really going to put some extra pressure on yourselves to win? Yeah,
like any schedule, the first game is the biggest to win, or not the biggest, but it's a big game to win because it really sets your season. We have Pea Ridge at home. We would really like to get off to a good start and keep the momentum going for us.
Coming down to the last couple games of the season, I think Elkins is a big game for us, as seeding in the playoffs, as a conference championship possibility. I think Elkins is circled on our list.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys do in practice and how you guys build going into the season that might be different from what other people do.
Yeah, last year we had a really good year. We went 9-2, but Coach Bo kind of talked about it like it was still a disappointing year for us. We didn't want to leave first round. Everyone knows that. And so I think a big thing for our program this year has been consistency. Last year we worked hard, but we were in spurts, and a lot of teams work hard. But this year, what's different about us is that we're very consistent. We put the work in every day, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it pay off this year.
Yeah, Coach Bo said that we work towards excellence, and I feel like we've done a really good job this year of staying consistent. If that's in the weight room, last year in the classroom with the younger guys, I just think it's a big part, and we're very good at staying consistent at that type of thing.
So we talked a little bit about what Coach Bohannon does for you guys as football players, but what does he do for you guys to develop you into better young men?
In our locker room, we have something called core values, and we have flags and banners, and it represents the person you want to be, and how the game of football translates to the person you're going to be and the man you're going to be. And so having our core values on the back of our summer shirts is a big reminder of, it's bigger than football.
We strive for, like I said, excellence, and like in the mornings during the summer when we have time, we have Lion leadership, which is like more of the older guys trying to step up, help the younger guys, get to where they be, and they set a really good example of what Coach Bo wants and what he needs to be a good football team. And I think we do a really good job at setting that standard.
So having 16 seniors on your team last season, how does that translate now with you guys having to step up to be the leaders? How did they set the example for you guys?
They set the example of going 9-2 and having a really good year. But like I said, the job wasn't finished last year. Nobody was really satisfied with what happened. And for all the younger guys coming in, everybody saw that from our 7th grade teams. Like the motivation, the drive to get past the hump is really there this year.
Yeah, I think the grade above us that graduated was really great. And I also think that they were really good leadership-wise. Like, there wasn't one senior that wasn't trying to pick somebody up. There wasn't one senior that wasn't trying to, get everybody to get better. And, like, I feel like that's what we need more in this next senior group coming up, just because we're super young. And, like, this sophomore group needs to learn. Like, we need to have more leaders on the team, coming from, I think, 7 or 8 seniors this year. It's going to be tough with a lot of young talent with juniors and sophomores. I think that we all just need to learn together as a team.
All right, well, that's all we need from you guys. You can go ahead and pass it off to your teammate over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, if you would, go ahead and introduce yourself and what position you play.
My name's Cameron Bedwell, and I play quarterback and safety.
So playing quarterback at Gravette, what does that mean to you to play such an important position on such a successful team?
It means everything. Growing up as a young kid in Pee Wee, watching the high school play, and then always wanting to be the quarterback for your hometown team. I mean, it's a great opportunity, and it makes me push myself and be the best I can be, and just lead the offense and score as much points and be the best teammate I can be out there on the field.
So tell me a little bit about. I asked your other teammates about this. Are there any games on the schedule that you particularly are looking forward to playing this season?
I'm gonna go back to that Elkins game. I really look forward to that game. We were so close last year, and we've been up there as the top 3 teams in the conference, and I really want to push for that conference championship, and I think that's the team right now. That's the team to beat, and so I'm really looking forward to going up against them.
So looking back on last season, they said it was a little bit disappointing getting beat in the first round. What do you guys have to do this season to get over the hump and make a playoff run?
I think we need to come together as a team a little better, and it all goes back to the summer workouts and trying your best with all your teammates and learning the plays, learning the schemes, and just doing it on the field when it matters, and just really come together as a whole program.
So tell me a little bit about, as the quarterback, what is it like leading the offense just from an X's and O's perspective?
It's great, and it's a great challenge. I mean, you have to make sure you know what everything's going around you. You got to read that D end or see if the safety's rolled down, and just make sure your receivers know what they're doing. The O-line, make sure everything's running good, and you're basically just like the manager of the offense. You're just making sure everything's going good and that you're moving the ball and scoring and helping your defense out, get the win.
So tell me a little bit about your experience playing under Coach Bohannon.
Yes, so I've played for Coach Bo since 7th grade, all the way up till now. I've always played quarterback, and I've played safety here and there, and it's been a great experience. Him and all the offensive guys coaches have always helped me improve as a person and as a player, and helped me know the game plan and make sure I'm prepared for the game, and always helping me in practice, improving my spiral or just reading this guy or that guy, just whatever's going on. They're always there and helping and improving us.
Talk to me a little bit about the camaraderie or the brothership that you guys have over at Gravette for this football team.
I would say it's very improved from the past year, especially last season. The last year's seniors really brought us all together, and I think that's carried on in a big way this year, and I think even more this year. We are together as a team, and we're ready for anything, ready for battle, and I think we are brothers. We love each other, and we will do anything for each other out there.
So before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to say about this program before we sign off?
I would just like to say, I mean, we're ready for a great season, and we've worked hard, and it's all of us together as a team, as teammates, just out there doing each and everybody's jobs, and we're just ready for a great year. And I think our big goal is definitely push playoffs. I mean, always the goal is a state championship, but definitely going further and further and progressing like our team has in the past few years and reaching that state championship.
All right, well, this has been the interview with Coach Bohannon and the Gravette Lions, a few Gravette Lions seniors here. Thank you guys for coming out today. We really enjoyed getting to talk to you. But for now, we're going to head to break, right? And we will be back. And Elkins is next. So Elkins will be in here next. Maybe guys will run into each other. But Elkins is next. We're going to go to a break real quick, and we'll be back to talk to the Elkins Elks right after this.
hills of northwest Arkansas to the flatlands of the Delta, we're only 53 days away from kickoff of high school football in Arkansas. This is Hometown Sports Volume 2, only on the Arkansas Sports Network. Hometown Sports Volume 2 is being brought to you by D3 Auto Sales. Lifted, leveled, and ready to roll. Drive different. By Tyson Foods. Passionate about food, committed to you, feeding the world like family. By Arkansas Tech University. Financial flexibility, academic excellence. Learn more, earn more. And by Metcalf Trucking Company. Arkansas trucking delivered reliably and with integrity.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carson Ward here for the Arkansas Sports Network, and I am joined by Elkins Elks head football coach Zach Watson. Coach Watson, good to be with you today.
Hey, thanks for having us, Carson. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So I want to start today by talking about just going into this season. Just give us a general overview of what you're thinking about your team going into this next football season.
You know, coming off last year in the state championship game, just looking for a lot of the same consistency that we had throughout last year. Our guys have come back with a great work ethic, to kind of get us back to that spot. And so we've started our summer out and worked all the way up into the dead period with a couple of team camps and a couple 7-on-7s, and just want to see that consistency that we had last year.
So you guys have built quite a program over there. You now have a tradition of winning almost just every year. It seems like you guys are in the conversation, even when people seem to, in media like us, the people who don't know anything, seem to count you guys out. You find a way to get back into the championship conversation. So tell me a little bit about the culture that you guys have built over there and just what you guys do as far as building habits and what you guys put into practice leading up to the season that makes you guys different and puts you in that position.
I think it starts out with great people, and we obviously have that with our administration that allow us to do and have certain things that we get that helps our coaches along with our players. And you talk about people, I have a great staff, and they do a tremendous job week in and week out of getting our guys ready and instilling that culture of coming to work every day and working as hard as you can. And that goes along with our players. We have a great, participation throughout the summer. Our off-season programs are always really tough, and our kids like and enjoy the grind, and I think that helps separate us from some other programs.
So you guys play in a very talented area here in northwest Arkansas. You've got, at the higher levels, you have Fayetteville and Bentonville and Bentonville West, and those guys are always in the championship conversation. And then you guys have no cupcakes in your conference, and then in the non-conference, you guys schedule some really talented teams as well. I know last year you guys played Dardanelle. They ended up being really good. So tell me a little bit about the teams that you've scheduled for your non-conference this season and why you scheduled those teams, and then tell me a little bit about your conference and maybe some games that you guys are especially looking forward to.
Yeah, no, when I first got to Elkins, I thought our non-conference schedule, it was a good schedule, but I didn't think it was where it needed to be. And so obviously as the years went on, we looked to schedule tougher games. As you said, we had Dardanelle last year, but we also had Warren at Arkansas Tech. Obviously a very tough game. They're, a semifinal team. So looking to do the similar this year. We start out with Miami, Oklahoma, who came on late last year, went on a little playoff run in Oklahoma, a very good football team. And then we had Dardanelle week 1, who in some polls have been picked number 1 in the state in 4A. So obviously a good test there at their place, so it'll be a good road test for us early. And then we have our bye week, and then we come back and play Harding Academy at Elkins. And, Coach Henley, who was at Shiloh Christian as their DC for a couple or many years, has taken that program over, so that will be a good test. And then we start out with Gentry, who is always a good football game for our opener conference. And so that'll be a tough matchup. And then you have people like Prairie Grove and Gravette who've been traditionally pretty good in our conference. And so conference-wise, I expect it to be as good as it has been.
So tell me a little bit about this year's senior class. Obviously, you guys have had some very, very talented seniors the past few years, but tell me a little bit about your connection to this senior class specifically.
Yeah, no, it's a really special group. You know, they were 8th graders when I got there, and it's a big group. We've got 23 seniors, so that's a big class for us, senior class. All those guys have really put in the work and have developed and gotten better each and every year, not only as players but as men. So I'm really attached to this group. It's a fun group. Because they work really hard, you know, obviously, and because there's some personalities in the group, and so they'll be sorely missed after this year. I'm enjoying this journey that's going to come up here in a couple months for us, because it's a good group to be around. It makes coming to work every day fun.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys do leading up to the season, as far as how much emphasis you guys put on X's and O's and building your offense and building your defense. And then, you know, you're welcome to explain what you guys do on offense and defense as well, but just what you guys do to as far as, you know, team camps, 7-on-7s, what you guys do to prepare for the season during the summer.
That's a great question. You know, we're probably like everybody else. By the time we start spring football, about offensively and defensively, about 80 to 85% of our playbook is in with work throughout the off season. That way, when we get into spring football, everything can flow smoothly. And then we hit the summer, and when we hit the summer, we get 8 events, and I try to split those events up into team camps and 7-on-7s. We try to get 4 team camps. We're team camping at Farmington and at Alma. And so got a couple different events there. And then we do some 7-on-7s. Our kids really like the tournament aspect of 7-on-7s. So we've already done Alma 7-on-7s. We got to the quarterfinals there. And then we've got Salome 7-on-7 coming up. So it's trying to get about 95% of the offense and defensive scheme in from that 85 in the spring. Kind of finish up that last 10 to 15%. With the team camps and the 7-on-7s, and then we start our fall camp. But, you know, we're like most teams, we go 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday with practice, and we're 45 minutes in the weight room and 45 minutes on the field where we actually do football stuff. And so our guys are, you know, it's kind of almost turned into football all year round. Very rarely are we not in a helmet. And so we are able to kind of get all of our work in there. And like you said and alluded to with that big senior class, we've got a lot of guys from 8th grade on that know a lot of our scheme and are able to take what we learn one year and have carry over into the next year.
All right, Coach. Well, your job is done here. I appreciate you coming and sitting down with us. We really appreciate hearing about your team. But if you would, before you go, introduce the 2 players that you brought with you today.
Yeah, I brought Ben Napier, our quarterback from last year. Very good football player. Started out the year, wasn't going to be our starter, you know, and then 2 days before our scrimmage, our starter got hurt. Ben stepped up and had an unbelievable football season. Really proud of what he did. He was definitely the leader of our offense. I'm looking at him to build on what he did last year and have a big year with more responsibility on his shoulders this year. And really proud of him. And also our defensive leader, 3-year starter, Brooks Williams at inside linebacker, really leader of our defense, can get our defense lined up. Brooks is a grinder, big thumper. He brings a lot with it when he goes to hit somebody, and I'm real proud of him as well. You know, he's a guy that, you know, if you get there at 6, he's going to be there at 6 in the morning, and he'll stay until whenever he needs to go home to make sure that the job is done. So really proud of these 2 guys and look forward to watching them this year.
All right, Coach, you can go ahead and hand it off to them.
You bet. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, if you guys could just go ahead, get the mics checked real quick.
Check.
Good. All right. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and what position you play.
My name's Ben Napier, quarterback.
Brooks Williams, middle linebacker, a little bit tight end.
All right, so you guys seem to be the leaders of the offense and the leaders of the defense. So, Ben, first, tell me a little bit about your offensive scheme, what you guys do as far as X's and O's for this Elkins offense.
We just do a little bit of everything. You know, add Brooks on to the offensive line to block, run, pass, boot, you name it, we got it in our playbook. So, like, there's nothing that we really can't do.
Brooks, tell me a little bit about what you guys do and what your identity is for that Elks defense.
Yes, sir. We run like a 3-4, and our identity is just all hats to the ball at all times. And, all hats to the ball at all times.
So, looking at your schedule this season, this is for both of you guys. Are there any games that you guys, I know Coach Watson talked about this a little bit, are there any games that you guys are really excited about playing just specifically this season?
Specifically in my mind is probably Gravette or Gentry. They're probably the two best, biggest, hardest teams to play this year in our conference. Non-conference, it's probably Arden Academy. They knocked us out of playoffs our sophomore year, yeah. And we're just trying to get back to them.
For me, I think it's Dardanelle, of course. A lot of people have them at, number one. And then for conference, I think it's Gravette and Prairie Grove. I think we're going to have to battle them for a conference championship.
So tell me a little bit about you guys being seniors. How has it been coming up in the Elkins program? I know that last year, Ben, you were kind of thrust into that quarterback position. So tell me a little bit about what it's been like coming up through this program and working with Coach Watson.
Honestly, it was just trust the process, be patient, With Coach Watson, it was just a matter of time of when you grow, sprout, be the guy that you are today. So it was just being patient and getting the job done every day.
I think, us just putting in the hard work, us putting in the hard work, and Coach Watson, he's a leader, and all we got to do is put in the hard work, and he'll put us in the positions to go win games.
So tell me a little bit about the community at Elkins. Obviously, that's a big part of supporting a football program is the support from the community. So tell me a little bit about what makes Elkins special and what it's like playing in Elkins on Friday nights.
In Elkins, it's mainly just football, basketball, baseball. They just don't really like it as much as football. So when it comes to Friday Night Lights, they're there. Just about everybody in the town's there rooting for just a win or, domination.
Oh, yeah. Friday nights are huge for us. Jump Bunch is packed, every Friday. Our fans and all of them expect us to win and are all there behind us.
So tell me a little bit about how you guys now being leaders on this team have learned from some of the seniors in the past just who prepared you to be in this position that you are today.
Well, my sophomore year, Dizzy Dean was our quarterback, and he was a very fundamental guy. So from him, I just learned the game, learned how to act. With Landon Neal, he kind of showed me to have fun on the field, off the field. So I kind of learned from those two just everything about football and being a teammate.
My sophomore year, I had Mason Allen and Gunnar Casebolt above me, or seniors, and they taught me, just be a leader, just be yourself, and put in the work, and it'll pay off.
So that's all I got for you guys, unless there's anything that you want to say about your program before we sign off here.
Go Elks.
Go Elks.
All right. Justin, we're going to go to break just real quick. All right. Gentry is here, so we're going to get to them very shortly, and so stick around for that. But until then, we're going to go on break just real quick, and we'll be back in just a moment right here on the Arkansas Sports Network.
It's so hot, you're going to think my prices look like a mirage. Wrong. The prices on these trucks are the lowest prices ever. My trucks look different. Drink plenty of water and wipe your eyes. You're not going to believe these prices. Go to D3 Auto Sales on Facebook right now.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
hills of northwest Arkansas to the flatlands of the Delta, we're only 53 days away from kickoff of high school football in Arkansas. This is Hometown Sports Volume 2, only on the Arkansas Sports Network. Hometown Sports Volume 2 is being brought to you by D3 Auto Sales. Lifted, leveled, and ready to roll. Drive different. By Tyson Foods. Passionate about food, committed to you, feeding the world like family. By Arkansas Tech University. Financial flexibility, academic excellence. Learn more, earn more. And by Metcalf Trucking Company. Arkansas trucking delivered reliably and with integrity.
All right, welcome in, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Carson Ward here for the Arkansas Sports Network. I am joined by the Gentry Pioneers and head coach Tyler Clark. That's correct?
Yes, sir.
So, Coach Clark, thank you for being here today. We appreciate you coming and bringing your guys. We're excited to hear about your football team. Just start off by telling me a little bit about your program, just an overview of where you see your team coming into this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things happening in our program. You know, we graduated a lot of kids last year, and last year was my first year as the head coach. I had been there previously 2 years as a coordinator, and so it was really neat to see our kids kind of take on a new vibe and kind of jump in head first and buy into what we were doing. And you know, we lost a lot of kids from last year's team, but I think that we've got a ton of kids coming up this year that are going to be, you know, really impactful and do a really good job for us this year. They've done a great job in the weight room. They've done a great job in off season. They've been working hard, and I can't wait till we get to the fall.
So tell me a little bit about your schedule this season. You guys obviously play, like a lot of the teams we've seen today, in a tough area. Northwest Arkansas is extremely talented and has been for some time now. So just tell me a little bit about how you scheduled your non-conference, and then going into conference play, how you see the outlook on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a really good league. You know, as far as the teams around here go, there's some good teams in our league. I mean, Elkins played for a state title last year. You know, Gravette was, I think they got beat in the first round of the playoffs, but they were a good football team last year, and they will be again this year. Prairie Grove won a playoff game. We won a playoff game. Like, there's good football in our league. And then non-conference-wise, we play Stillwell, Oklahoma, Pea Ridge, and Hackett. And, you know, the way we schedule those, like Stillwell's a good football team. I don't think they ended up doing great last year, and I was shocked to see that because I thought they were a really good football team. They impressed me when we played them. You know, and then Pea Ridge is a bigger school than us, but it's good to go challenge yourself and kind of see where you stack up against someone who's, you know, probably got double the numbers that you do when it's hot outside, see how tough your kids are. And then Hackett, you know, you never know. They're always I feel like they're always going to be competitive. So I feel like we have a pretty good non-conference schedule that leads us into our conference slate, and then we lead off with Elkins. You know, so, you know, the first 4 games are going to be a pretty good gauge of where we're at and where we need to go from there.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys do day in and day out to build the culture and to really prepare yourselves going into the season, as far as what you guys do in practice, how you've brought together a coaching staff, just things like that are going to help you guys win some football games.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I know, I guarantee you everyone who sat in the seat today has said it, and I'm sure that they mean it, but when I tell you I think we have the best coaching staff probably in this state, like, I mean it. We've got some really, really good football coaches. And so, you know, a lot of it comes from the sharing of ideas in the office and where we've been and what worked, what didn't work, and then, you know, relaying it to our kids. And our kids, I'm proud to have the culture that we have because, you know, being a Gentry Pioneer has a little bit to do with how good you are on the field, no doubt. But it has a lot more to do with how hard do you work and how often do you show up. Like, that's your value to our team. And our kids have bought into that. They work hard. I mean, it's been really fun to watch. And last year's seniors did a great job of kind of setting that culture. And, you know, it's going to be this group of seniors' job to kind of take that to the next level, you know, as it will be the kids that are juniors this year, next year. They've got to keep improving and keep on adding to that culture piece. But the culture that was set and laid partially because of the guys that are in this room, are one of the reasons we won a playoff game last year for the first time in 30 years. I think good things are happening, and I think they're going to continue to happen as long as our kids stay bought in, and as long as we have, an administration that stays bought in, which they are right now. Our administration's great. Our parents are great. The whole community, it's nothing but positive stuff going on in Gentry, Arkansas right now.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about your community and about what it's like playing under the Friday Night Lights in Gentry. I mean, that's, it's community is so important to a high school football team. So just tell me a little bit about what's going on in Gentry in that regard.
Well, we're growing, and that's always going to have, add a little bit of excitement. The facility, we've had a lot of facilities upgrades in Gentry recently, and that, of course, adds excitement. And, we have really good kids and that work hard, and our town knows that they work hard. And so people want to come out and support kids that are doing right in the classroom, that are doing right off the football field, that are busting their butts in the weight room, that are doing everything they can on the field. People want to come and support that. And so it's fun to see those things. And the community was a huge part of, one of the biggest things I think that, and you can ask the kids about it, that I think is probably different from previous years as to where last year and this year is the way we coach our kids. We coach our kids hard. That doesn't mean we're just running around like psychos all the time, but we have high expectations, and they know that, and when they don't meet those, we got to do something about it. And our kids have bought into it. Our parents have bought into it. Our community as a whole has bought into it, and that's why we're starting to see some success now. So it's exciting.
All right, Coach. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce these two players you got here that are coming up.
You bet.
And then we'll get them up here.
Yeah, so our quarterback, Talon Williams, outstanding ball player. Only played half the year last year. He broke his ankle against Elkins, but put up some crazy numbers, threw for, I believe, 6 touchdowns against DeWitt in the first round. And then Aiden Eller, he's a nose for us and plays a little bit of offensive line, but mainly defensive line. He's pretty special. He takes up 2, most of the time takes up 3. So I'll let you talk to them.
All right.
Check.
All right, guys. So just go ahead and introduce yourselves and what position you play.
I'm Talon Williams. I play QB.
I'm Aiden Eller, and I'm defensive lineman.
All right, so you guys obviously are 2 big impact players on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. Tell me a little bit about, starting with you, Talon, about what you guys do as far as X's and O's on offense, and then we'll go to the defensive side.
So, we take pride in running the ball. We're going to run the ball. That's what we do. And some intermediate throwing stuff, just short stuff, kind of getting down the field, and that sets up the deep shots. So that's really the bread and butter right there, just kind of setting up the deep shots, running the ball.
And then defensively, what do you guys do as far as just your scheme and how you guys play?
So we run like a 3-3 stack, and pretty much what everyone's told to do is pretty much hammer the dude right in front of you. You're gonna win this rep. Like, got to have that mentality, to win.
So tell me a little bit about playing for Coach Clark and playing at Gentry. Just a little bit about, he said I believe he said he just got there last season, correct? So tell me a little bit about playing for him last season and then going into this season. What your expectations are for this year?
Yeah, playing for Coach Clark and all our coaches are fun. They love us off the field. We have fun with them off the field. But then whenever it's time to work, we know it's time to work, and the coaches and players all know that. And expectation is better than last year. The expectation shouldn't be to go win one playoff game. It should go deep into the playoffs, far into November and December.
Yeah, I agree. The expectation is just going to keep going up each year, and we want to raise the bar high and be the ones to set the bar high.
So obviously you guys have high expectations for this team and for this season. Tell me about what it would take from you guys as far as just preparation or maybe what you guys do on a weekly basis during the season to make a deep playoff push.
Yeah, I think, it's easy at the start of the season to every week, be locked into the meetings that you're going to, practice hard every day. But once you get deeper into the season, week 9, week 10, first round of the playoffs, it's the home stretch. Like, it gets long throughout the season, but you gotta know what the end goal is and just keep working hard all the way throughout the season.
Yeah, I think it starts in the weight room. You got to be strong to be able to stay strong throughout the whole entire year, and just build off of that.
So tell me just a little bit about what your guys' practices look like, because, everybody does it differently. You talked about the weight room a little bit and how you guys get active in there, but tell me about what a practice is like at Gentry.
Well, right now during the summer, the junior high practices with us, so we have junior high on one end, either doing offense or defense, and we're the other. So that's what the summer looks like, and during the season, it's just almost same thing. Junior high doesn't practice with us during the season, but it's still split up off half the practice offense, half the practice defense, and you go indo, and then you go team, all that. So I think that just prepares us well to be able to set up for that Friday night.
Yeah, we go like high intensity, high effort throughout the whole entire day.
All right. Well, if there's anything else you guys want to say about your program, you can go ahead.
Oh, just go Nears.
Yep. All right. We can go ahead and pass it off to your teammates here. All right. If you would go ahead and introduce yourselves and what position you play.
My name's Tyler Now, and I play receiver.
I'm Philip Thompson. I play safety.
So just tell me a little bit about what you guys do, what it's like for you guys to play at Gentry under Coach Clark, just each of you.
Yeah, playing under Coach Clark, it's definitely different than what it's been past years. I mean, there's definitely a higher level of intensity that he's setting, and just the standard, it's way higher. And I feel like him coaching us is just like way different experience than we've had with past coaches. I mean, he definitely like goes down to a deeper level of explaining, make sure you understand it. He's not going to let you not understand something.
I'm going to completely agree with what Tylen had to say, but Coach Clark is a lot different from previous coaches, way completely. But he's a big difference from what we used to be and has made our team what we are now.
So I want to know how you guys feel about playing in Northwest Arkansas specifically, because this is a competitive region. I mean, it really is. There's so many talented teams here. So just tell me a little bit about what it's like playing in Northwest Arkansas. I mean, you don't have a week off hardly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that playing here in Northwest Arkansas, it's definitely better for us considering the teams we play. I mean, you got Gravette, you got Elkins, Prairie Grove. Those are like top teams in our conference. And I just think that it definitely tests us like mentally on what we're able to do, just like not give up, be like, oh, they just scored, it's probably over. But no, it definitely gives us like a very mental challenge.
Yeah, it's a big mental challenge on some of our games, like Gravette, Elkins. They were our biggest challenges over the season. Green Forest, they're all right, I guess, to me personally, at least their offense. But I don't really know what else there is.
So what would you guys say is the expectation for Gentry football this season?
I think this season our expectation is just to set the bar, stay above that bar, and if not, then just give 110%. Like, even if you know that, like, you say you ran a wrong route or something, just give 110%. Just at least know that you are willing to give that much effort. And I think that, coming off last season, we're expected to be better, and I think that we will be able to reach that goal.
Our goal is pretty high this year, which we're hoping to get higher in the playoffs. Everything that we couldn't do last year, make more history than we ever did. But our defense is looking decent. Our secondary, we have a few things to work on, but other than that, we're looking good.
All right, unless there's anything else that you want to say about your program, we're going to go ahead and pass it off to your teammates over here.
I'm good.
All right.
Go Nears.
All right, go ahead and introduce yourselves and what position you play.
Jackson Holt, wide receiver, kicker, tight end.
Owen Foreman, wide receiver and cornerback.
So, guys, I've asked this question to all your other teammates, but I like to hear other people's perspectives on the coach. So, just tell me what it's like playing at Gentry and what it's like playing for Coach Clark.
It's changed a lot from past years. Like Coach Bigham, for instance, he was our head coach 2 or 3 years ago now. He was a good coach, but Coach Clark has definitely set the bar a lot higher, pushed us a lot harder, and obviously the results have showed.
Yeah, I think Coach Clark's a great coach, and he definitely pushes us to the best we can be at all times, and he's definitely a very positive role model for everyone on the team, and he's a very good coach for us.
Looking back on last season, you guys had some success, but what did you guys learn maybe from last season that you guys are going to use coming into this next season to make yourselves better?
I feel like what we lacked in the past years was dedication. And I think with our coaching staff and how they pushed us and what they showed us that, dedication can go a long way and being bought in can go a long way. That's what helped us with our success last year.
Yeah, I think that if we need to, I don't know. What was the question?
Just what did you guys learn from last season going into this season that will help you guys?
Oh, yeah. I think it will help us. I don't know, really.
What do you guys do as far as going into team camps and 7-on-7s and stuff like that during the summer that prepares you guys for the regular season?
I think we've been to 3 7-on-7s now, a couple team camps, and we just really try to keep the thought that this is like a game mindset, like push yourself 110% the whole time, don't give up, and yeah.
We have a few 7-on-7s, some team camps. We're just going to go compete, play as hard as we can, and learn as much as we can on the go.
So tell me what it's like playing in Gentry under the Friday night lights there. Obviously, it's a one-of-a-kind experience at every school, but just explain to me a little bit about what it's like playing at Gentry.
I've grown up in Gentry my whole life. It's come from a very small town to a probably decent size now, and our fans are just amazing. They always show up. They always pull through, and, they're there to support, and that's what they're there for.
Yeah, we have a great community. I can't wait for the season.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys do as far as offensively and defensively. Are you more aggressive? Are you going to run the ball and or pass the ball more? Obviously, we've touched on it a little bit, but just go a little bit in depth, if you will, on that.
I'm from different from last year. Talon got hurt. We had a lot of pass schemes put in, but we had to change that because Talon got hurt, and we had to put Bennett at cornerback. And he's a runner. He's big, he's strong, so he liked to run the ball a lot. But this year, I think we're probably going to be about 50-50 and just see what gets us where.
Yeah, we're definitely going to run the ball a lot to open up the pass game for sure, and we're just going to drive down the field as hard as we can.
All right. Well, if there's anything else that you guys want to say, you're welcome to it. But other than that, I think we're good to go.
Go Nears.
All right. Good to have y'all here today. We're good. That's it for today. I'm going to sit down real quick. All right.
All right. Bill's going to jump in here with us. All right. Well,
yeah.
So, man, we had a great day today. I mean, this was, honestly, this day was better than expected. We want to say thank you to Gentry. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, y'all really did a great job there, and looking forward to seeing how these teams stack up against each other. What do we have? 4 from the 4A1, I believe.
We had Gentry. We had Elkins. We had
Gravette,
and
so we
Green
had at
Forest.
least 3.
So Green Forest is 4, yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else that we're missing? Just thinking about it.
Not from that conference, I don't.
So
believe.
half that conference there, all but one of their playoff teams from last year. It's always a fun conference to watch. We had 3 out of the 7A West come in. We had a few out of the 3A1. We had 1 out of the 4A4. Just overall great day here at Fayetteville High. What were some of the takeaways you had from this today?
For me, it was that conference, that big conference. We had 4 of them come in today, and everybody had something to say about each other. And everybody's looking like we have to get past Elkins. We need to get past Gravette. We need to get past Gentry. And you're seeing the dichotomy going on within that conference. Yeah. And that's going to be a fun conference to watch this year.
By the way, Bill has been our executive producer for a while. He was also with us early on especially. And he's back, and he's half the man he used to be, right? Or at least a third.
A third, maybe, yeah.
Or 2/3 of the man he used to be, because he lost a third there. But it's good to have you back today.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Carson, what were some of your takeaways?
We interviewed a lot of winners today, a lot of very successful programs. And I talked about this the last time we kind of did our wrap-ups on our other 2 segments, but I was just so impressed by some of these teams. Talk about Tommy Tice at Farmington, Casey Dick at Fayetteville, and then we just had Gentry and we had Gravette, and those are all winning programs, and the list could go on because we've had so many today. So just to be able to talk to some of the people who are the best at what they do is really, really an incredible privilege.
Absolutely. And so we want to remind you that tomorrow we're going to be at Little Rock, and we've got a full day at Little Rock and lots of winning coaches coming in. Tomorrow will actually be much busier than even today was. So it's going to be an interesting day. We're at Jonesboro and Camden on Wednesday. We're at Hot Springs and Van Buren on Thursday, and then we finish up with Clinton on Friday. If you want to know about Arkansas high school football here in the state of Arkansas, I'm telling you, you should learn something this week, for sure.
You know, last year I remember starting this season, we had the kickoff classic that we did, and it just seems like before we knew it, we were halfway through the season. And right now we're a little over 50 days away from kickoff of the 2025 football season. And I just know tomorrow after we get through the Little Rock session, we're going to feel like we're halfway through the season, and I'm excited for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we may be beaten, battered, and bruised by the time this week is over with all of the traveling and everything that's going to come along with it. But, you know, we love talking high school football and high school sports around the state and highlighting students. And, you can't even count the amount of students that got a chance to highlight their teams and themselves a little bit and get to know who they are here around the state. And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, it's what we do here at ASN. It's, you know, spotlighting athletes and making sure that teams that usually don't have a voice get a voice. You know, so it's just part of what we do, and you know, it's a fun thing to be a part of, really. And so, you know, we're gonna, like you said, I think we talked about it earlier. We're gonna see tomorrow. We're gonna see 2A and we're gonna see 7A in the same day.
Yeah.
And we saw some. I think the lowest we went today was 3A, but we went from 3A to 7A today.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really great to get a whole idea of what football is like at every level. Mm-hmm. And so it's just going to be a new kind of thing that we're doing, but I'm really excited to see where it unfolds by the end of the week.
Last thing, real quick, if you want to sponsor, we still got opportunities to sponsor. Message us at arsportsnet@gmail.com or message us on Facebook on the Messenger. And if you'd like to throw some help our way, we'd be glad for that. But it's going to be a great week, and we're going to travel a lot of miles throughout the state, and we're glad to do it. Because
we're going to eat a little bit of barbecue along the way, too.
Listen, when it comes to me, there's no doubt about it.
Chicken wings and barbecue.
There's going to be chicken wings and barbecue. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's just who we're known for. That's what we do.
Hey, look, let us know in the comments or messages, Eastern Arkansas, Southern Arkansas, what barbecue place should we go to? Seriously.
There you go.
We'll come over. We'll come over and eat if we can, if time allows it, because, you know, barbecue places have different hours than a lot of restaurants do. But if we can make it over there, we will. So in fact, I'll just tell you, our travel itinerary is tomorrow night after Little Rock. We'll have a crew going to Camden and a crew going to Jonesboro, getting ready for those two on Wednesday. And then after that, we will come back out of those two places. The Camden crew will go to Hot Springs, and the Jonesboro crew will go to Van Buren. And you can't
that's
get
a good haul.
You can't get much further than Van Buren and Jonesboro away from each other. So we're going to see the state, and then again, finally at the end of it, we're going to end in Clinton.
There you go.
And we'll see what happens from there. So if you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell right here on the Arkansas Sports Network. For Bill, Carson, Justin over here pushing the buttons, I'm Brad, saying so long for day one right here from Northwest Arkansas. We will be in Central Arkansas tomorrow doing the same thing. We'll see you then.
It's so hot, you're going to think my prices look like a mirage. Wrong. The prices on these trucks are the lowest prices ever. My trucks look different. Drink plenty of water and wipe your eyes. You're not going to believe these prices. Go to D3 Auto Sales on Facebook right now.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.